Good morning, guys. It is Sunday, the 7th of November already. Time waits for no one. So, yesterday, it was a very busy day. The day started with dropping Mushi off at the neuter scooter at 8. From there, I went to Boone Clinic to get my A1C blood work done for my diabetes. So keep your fingers crossed that it's still going in the right direction. Um, After that, we went to the company picnic for the new job that I work at. I don't mention the name of the job and stuff because I don't have to deal with that. Um, Other than say that it's a very large debt collection company. So, and I work as a receptionist. So don't be getting pissed off at me and sending me nasty mail and all that stuff. Because I look at it like this. We are not rich people. My family, and we're not rich people at all. And if you talk to your debt, your bill collectors, if you talk to the companies you have accounts with, let them know your situation. Most of them will try to work out something with you, whether it is delaying your payments and wrapping that back into the original amount plus interest to give you a chance to get yourself either given a job or get stuff caught up so that you can make your monthly payments, or setting you up for a payment plan with lower or no interest, close the account down, and then you pay off the amount you owe at a reasonable rate over a reasonable period of time. So the key is to communicate with the people you owe money to. Do not be getting upset because they're calling you. You borrowed items from them using their credit, using their money, using their resources, using their products, and you promised to pay for those products at a later date. And they kept up their end of the bargain, and now you have to keep up your end of the bargain. That's the way I look at it. So you talk to them and you make out a payment arrangement, and then you try to keep that payment arrangement. And if something happens, just to say you lose your job or not, you need to contact them immediately and let them know what happened, so then they can try and work with you on whatever's going on. So that's how I look at that. Don't get mad, upset. Just make arrangements to take care of your business, because it is your business, and it's something that you chose to do. No one held a gun up to your head and said, here, use these credit cards. The best thing to do is to not get credit cards for Gap, for Walmart, for JCPenney. And the people say, well, I needed to get, what were you doing before you got the credit card? Save and then pay cash as you go. We made a mistake of using a credit card after our house caught fire for the extra cash, and now we're got to pay that off to get things we needed for the house. Granted, yes, you say, well, there's circumstances, but then you look back and you say, well, we had to have a new refrigerator. So yeah, so we got a new refrigerator, and so we're paying that off in affordable monthly installments. And then once that's paid off, it's it. The credit card's been cut up and tossed in the garbage. So there'll be no more temptation to put more money on the credit card. It was only used to get the refrigerator. After we done bought all the other stuff we had to buy with the money we got from the insurance. Most of the money, because the house getting rewired was unexpected. We had an insurance policy that covered the majority of that, but there were still other things that came up that we had to pay for out of pocket. Like when they tore into the kitchen apart, tore all the walls apart and everything, we found out that the roof was leaking down the side, and that there was a one of the big support beams on the corner of the kitchen would need to be replaced, as well as a couple of the studs and beams on either side of it. So that was like over $1,600 that we had to pay out of pocket, because that was not damage caused by the fire. That was damage that was probably there when the contractor we bought that. Not probably, it was there. The contractor said this has been here for years and years. This is something that someone knew about, and they've been patching, because when they tore the roof apart, they saw where other patches had been done to try and stop the leak, but they were just stopgaps. They weren't the proper repair that needed to be done. So we ended up having to pay for the proper repair that needed to be done for that side of the kitchen. So even though I love my house and everything, for a new homeowner, we shouldn't have had to put the money we've had to put into this house, a house that was supposedly renovated, supposedly this and supposedly that. And now we got to save up to finish getting the front porch, get the front porch redone, to get all the soffit around the house replaced with more, with new material, because the soffit and stuff, this house is over 100 years old, and there's no telling how old. It could be original to the house for all we know. So that got to be replaced, and then more gutters got to be put up around the sides and the front of the house. We got gutters put up on the back end of the house, but we got to get more gutters put up after that soffit is replaced. And yeah, so it's been hard. It's been an eye opener. We bought the house so the kids, we weren't thinking, by the time we bought the house in 2006, here it is 2014. Two of the children have already moved out, so we got 2 empty bedrooms upstairs. We have an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old now. They're still at home with us. I do not want, if the kids have to come back home, they have to come back home. Fine, they'll be able to help out and we can get more repairs done. But the girls are okay so far. They're doing all right on their own. Pudding graduates in December, and from ODU. So and Andronita's working. She has her own little place. It's perfect for her. And so, because if you don't want to live under your parents' roof, under their rules, then you have no choice but to work and get your own place. I'm old-fashioned, and you're not married, you're not going to be, living up under my roof and that type of, and that's not like saying you can't be in a relationship. So yes, you can be in a relationship. He can convince you as much as you want, but he's not sleeping here in my house. And I say he because I have 2 adult daughters. And then you can come visit in court all you want to, but you're not laying up in my house. It's just that simple. We're going to go lay up, we'll get your hotel room, or go get you your own place. You're not drinking in my house and all that stuff. They ain't having it. And you damn sure ain't smoking cigarettes or special cigarettes in my house. I don't smoke. When my father comes here, and he's in his 70s, he goes outside my house and he smokes on the porches. He don't smoke in my house. We don't smoke. I don't, and I'm not having cigarette smoke in my house. It's that simple. I wish somebody would come to my house and light up a cigarette. You will see the North Carolina come out on me. Anyway, that's not what I was talking to you folks. We talking about. We talking about my adventures yesterday. Okay, so we went to the company picnic at the Norfolk Zoo. We had a good time. I think they call it the Virginia Zoo, but it's in Norfolk, Virginia. And so we had a good time. We had like a scavenger hunt. We didn't finish it because we walked by the photo booth the first time, and when we came back by, there was no one manning the photo booth, so we couldn't get the password, so we couldn't finish the scavenger hunt. So, but we had fun doing the scavenger hunt regardless. It was catered by a company. What's going on with my computer today? It was catered by a company called Pollard's Chicken here in Virginia. It's a very popular chicken restaurant. I don't know how you would describe it. Food place. And the food was pretty good. They had I got the fried catfish because I didn't have catfish in a while, so I got the fried catfish, and I got one of the baked chicken wings, and I got some potato salad and some coleslaw and some green beans, I believe, and water and the tea. The lemonade, which was basically country time lemonade, probably, who knows. So that's what I got. And it was hot. You can see I got even more tan because I didn't have my hat on. So I got a little bit of a little tan to take me into the fall. So we had a good time. We really enjoyed ourselves, and I took some pictures and stuff. And I'll try and edit this and add some pictures in. I don't like editing. Have you guys noticed that? I don't add stuff into my videos. I don't have no fancy beginning or no fancy ending because it's like, this is a vlog. This isn't a production. It's a vlog. I don't consider myself a podcaster, although people call me a podcaster. I don't consider myself a podcaster. I'm just sharing what's going on in my creative life and my gardening with you guys, and sometimes my personal life when I'm ranting and raving, or when I've been bad and my diabetes out of control, or just just a way to share. So yesterday after we left there, we left there at 3. We were supposed to leave at 2:15, 2:30, but we got there later than I wanted to. I wanted to get there at noon when it started, but we didn't get there until like 12:45 because as usual I'm waiting on my children. So who at the last minute, and I told them when we came back from me coming from the doctor visiting the vampires that when we get back y'all need to go ahead and get ready because I want to be out of the house at 12. No, we got out of the house at like 12:25. It is what it is. We still had a good time. And then after that, we went to I think it's called the Happy Buffet or something like that. It's in Chesapeake, Virginia, off of Military, by where the Joanne's is at. If anybody's interested, they have it's very nice in there. They have a nice buffet, and so I got some sushi and I got some fruit salad, and they had some strawberry covered, like this juice from strawberries. They had some then they put the juice on the bananas. So they had some bananas with the strawberry juice on it, and what else? I got some Jello. It was sugarless Jello, so yeah. And I tried her chocolate pudding. It wasn't very chocolatey. It was nasty. So I was like, whatever. But the sushi was very good. I got the eel, of course. And we talked and we ate because Deandra, she's moving back to New York. So this was like because she didn't get her birthday party at her birthday. I gave her gifts at her birthday, but I didn't show it to you guys. I forgot. Crap, because I started on it Friday in the car with my husband. When he came from my lunch, came to go to lunch with me. So I started on her parting gift. Then, because she already got a birthday present. I got her a coffee cup and I made her that owl cozy that you guys saw on her Instagram. So I made her a cow and it's red. And it's not the Super Burnett. This is like, I don't know. Let me see if I can find something to make that red show up as red. That's a little better. It looks kind of orangey. Okay. So the red on the bottom, the red on the top is darker than the one on the bottom. So the red that's showing on the top is actually the color of the red that's showing up on the bottom. Yeah. So I made her a cowl, just double crochet cowl. I made it long enough that she can wrap it once or twice if she wants to around her neck, and then she could pull the top up over her ears. And she really liked it. And I also gave her one of the bags that I had made using the Derwent Intense pencils so that she would have some of my artwork with her because she likes the little drawings and stuff that I do. It's doodling, but for some reason to her it was fascinating. So I was like, here, I will make these little doodles and give them to her stuff. So I gave her that. And so but before that, we had to go to the bank. Before, we went to the bank. After I went to my doctor's appointment, we went to the bank. And then we went to AC Moore, since we went to the Navy Federal in Virginia Beach, since it was, we took the little creek down that way. And so we went to AC Moore. So while I was in AC Moore, yeah, I got this Burnett. from AC Moore in red because I like that red cowl so much. I want to knit some things in red for me, and I have the book for it, the red book for it, so I might knit a couple projects out of that book for the knitting red book. And then also when I was at AC Moore, I got another I hook and H hook, Susan Bates of course, because that's the hooks I use, Susan Bates. So I got those, and then after we went to DeAndre's going away party, I went over to Joann's to wait for my husband and the kids to come back, and I got some Joann's. Oh yeah, AC Moore. I also got some of the Hometown Line brand yarn. They had it on sale. I think it was like regularly, like they had like $2 off, so I got it for like $3 and something. So I got a blue and a gray for that sad brother-in-law of mine who's a Dallas Cowboy fan. And I cast on his hat, and it's a hat. They live in Brooklyn, so it gets cold up there. So it's this is their super bulky. This is a 6, and it's acrylic. I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yeah, it's a 6 super bulky, and it's 100% acrylic, and it's 81 yards per skein. And I'm doing my decreases now, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna have enough of this blue left. If not, I'll just switch over to the gray to finish off my decreases. He won't care. So yeah, it's the Dallas Cowboy colors and the blue and gray, because he's a Dallas Cowboy fan, and I like picking on him. I'm not a sports fan, so if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, don't be getting upset and ranting and raving at me. I like picking on him because they take it all so seriously. I don't follow professional sports. I like our local AAA, whatever they call it, baseball team, the Norfolk Tides, but that's pretty much it. I don't follow professional sports. I have no interest in the players or what they're doing. Care less. I used to follow college basketball a lot, ACC, when it was the ACC. Because I was a big fan of Coach Favano and his North Carolina State. I never liked Carolina. To this day, I still don't like. My sister's a Carolina fan, though. Me and my daddy, we were North Carolina State fans. I don't know, maybe it was a color, but I've always liked the Wolfpack, their logo. That red always drew me in, and the Wolfpack thing of it always attracted me. So, and it's not that they had a cool mascot, but it's just those colors have always attracted me. And I don't wear a lot of red because I don't like wearing stuff that draws attention to me. So I'm one of those people who like wearing dark colors, blacks and blues, dark navy blues, blacks, browns and stuff. Because I don't like drawing attention to myself. But I found that because I spend in public a lot, and I spend natural, and I spend, dyed fibers, that I do end up drawing attention to myself. So I'm starting to get to this thought process of like, well, I'm always making nice things, colorful things, pretty things for other people. Why not make something nice for myself? That's pretty for myself. So I got started with that scarf you guys have seen before, the one I did in the seed stitch. So now I'm gonna make me some stuff in this red, and I'm gonna make me some fingerless gloves with the fiber that I spun on the spinner. And if there's enough left over, then maybe I'll be able to make something else. But I'm not sure the yardage yet. I'll know once I get everything off the spindles onto a bobbin, and then I 3-ply. I like Navajo plying. I prefer Navajo plying to 2-plying. I only do 2-plying when someone requests it. If I'm doing a commission, they request a 2-ply lace or a 2-ply sock yarn. So I personally prefer Navajo plying on my yarn. Excuse me, so sorry. So also while I was at AC Moore, I picked up another set of Susan Bates metallic ones, and these are the Let me see if they say it on it. The 7-inch double points. So I picked up a set of 2mm, which is the US 0. So I picked up a set of those because I couldn't find mine. I don't know where they are. I don't know if I let somebody borrow them or if I lost them, but I couldn't find mine that I've gotten from Sue's shop when I first started learning how to knit. You know, when you first start learning how to knit and you're like, oh, I'm going to make me some socks and you buy the needles, but you don't use them. And then when I realized how heavy-handed I was bending the needles. So I was like, okay. But I think once I finish this socks, if I have enough for 2 socks, using the opal, I think I'm going to do a sock yarn hat with the other opal that I have, or a cowl. Maybe do a sock yarn cowl. Because knitting socks with sock weight yarn for somebody with big hands is tedious and frustrating sometimes too. I don't like using those little teeny short needles. I don't, because they feel lost in my hand. But then when you just have those like 68 stitches to 72 stitches split up on 4 needles, then it feels like, you know, you got all this extra needle hanging out, and that feels kind of weird too. And some people, they can end up with ladders if they're not tight knitters. They can end up with ladders on the sides using the double points. I don't like using circular needles for small projects. I don't like doing it. What do you call it? When you're pulling it and you're pushing it and you're pulling it. I just don't like doing that. So that's why I prefer the double points for the socks when I'm doing socks. But this hat is very thick, and I'm almost finished with the decreases. I'm doing the knit for decreases now. So that was a decrease there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and let me see. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. This should have been a knit two together. I did a double knit two together. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to what you're doing. So now I got to go back and I'm using my crochet hook. That's why I was doing this video, to show y'all how I'm using my crochet hook because this is super bulky, and because I'm knitting so freaking tight, I was using my crochet hook to pick up these stitches. But I was thinking, hold on, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about in a minute. Because these are knit picks, what they call those colored needles. These are the old ones. They do them now, that new cerulean blue color. I personally prefer these. Okay, so let me see if I can get this off in proper sequence here, so I can show y'all. Because let me see. All right. Two together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I got to knit 2 together here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my crochet hook, and I'm taking my crochet hook through the stitches, and I'm picking up my yarn and I'm pulling it through the loop through that way. Then I'm picking the loop up with my needle, and then you take the crochet hook out. I know you can't see that, but because I knit so tight and these needles are slippery, and I'm not using circulars, it's hard to pick these stitches up using the needle. So yeah, So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just try and show y'all again. Okay, so I'm at the point where I want to pick up these 2 stitches right here to knit them together. So I take my crochet hook and I go under the stitches as if I was using my knitting needle. I'm just using this crochet hook. This is an old crochet hook. I forgot where I got it from. And then I pull it through. After I get it on there, I pull the yarn through. And then I take my needle and I pick up that loop on the crochet hook. And I just slide my crochet hook out. And I can tighten it down. And I got it. And it's easier than sitting there fighting several times with that and watching it just slip off the needle. And now I gotta get stuff off my hook. Oh well. I'm gonna decrease them down anyway. So 1. And so yeah, so that's what I was doing. I was wanting to show you guys. Where is my... Here. My stuff is all jacked up. So yeah, so that's that. And I'm hoping I have enough to finish these decreases. But that's all that's going on with that. Oh yeah, and I got some more. I got these from Joann's. They were on sale, so I got them for like $1 and something. I put these on the end of my I don't put them like, you see how they got theirs pushed up in the middle. I don't push mine up in the middle. I put mine on the end of my crochet hooks. Because my hands are so big, they end up irritating my palm. So by putting the grip on the ends, it softens that and it doesn't irritate my palms as much. So that is pretty much all that has been going on with me of late. After I finish this hat, because I knew it wasn't going to take that long, I'm going to start working on the boys' hats. I got to skein that yarn up. And I think the squirrel cage is back there, so I'll use it and skein it. Go ahead and get that yarn, not skein it up, but wind it into balls so that I can go ahead and start those hats. But they aren't going to take long because I'm crocheting them. And then that'll be that. So y'all take care. I hope to see you soon. Spinning. What did I do? Oh yeah, spinning. I finished spinning the apple one. I don't know if I showed you that. I showed you the fiber the last one video, but I finished spinning this. So I was real happy with how that showed up, how it ended up. So the bobbins are rested. And now I'm getting ready to start spinning some fiber, some mill ends that I got from Windswept. When she was closing down, she gave me a bunch of odds and ends stuff. So this is merino. It's a dark gray merino and a charcoal. I think I've showed this to you guys before. So I'll be spinning that. And then there's also some smaller pencil rovings of that same fiber in pencil roving form. So I have one ball of that I'm spinning for on the drop spindle at work for my for my walkabout spinning at work. And so this is this one. Get a focus. Oh, it's not on autofocus. Hold up, let me manually focus for y'all. If it'll let me. Oh, there it is. So that is how that is showing up. And it's pretty. It has a nice sheen to it too. So I wanted that black It looks like merino, but it's shiny like this grayish, probably charcoal bamboo, because I know she gave me a bunch of stuff that was part charcoal, part bamboo, and part merino. So one of these is probably bamboo, and I think it's the gray one. That's the bamboo. So yeah, so I'm spinning that at work. This one, because it's one of the pencil rovings. It's perfect for work. And I'll show you my crochet hook like what I was talking about. See, I used to use these kind. You can still buy these, but after you use them for so long, they start splitting. So that's why I got the other ones. So I tossed that away. Open my new pack. And this crochet hook, I bought this hook in 1993 or 4. It's one of my favorite hooks. It's got all kind of little nicks and stuff in it. Where I lost it in the car, and it was, you know, I forgot to refocus. Okay, so I lost it in the car, and it got caught on the track where your seat slides forward and backwards. Having trouble speaking today. And so I found it when we were cleaning out the car. I found it because I was like, "What is this? Something is down here." And I went and got some needle nose. I have some long needle nose pliers. I went and got them, and that's too small. And with these grips, you gotta kind of, unless you want to cut the end off, you gotta sit there and figure out which one will fit on your hook, and then you gotta push it up there. And you can push it up there as far as you want, and probably can cut it and use the rest for another hook. But I try to push the whole thing up there. So yeah, these things work great. They are awesome. And I just gotta push this down up there, and then I shall be done. There we go. So now it has its new little grip, so it won't be like all irritating and poking me in my hand while I'm crocheting. Because if you see the tutorial while I do the bush stitch, you guys know how I crochet. So yeah, my favorite hook. And my favorite hook is this one is an H. I also have a G6, and I have a G7. People, oh, they don't make 7s. Yes, they do. Susan Bates had a 7. I think it was made in China or somewhere, made in Mexico. It's an old hook, too. They're hard to find. If you can find one, if you see one in a store, get it. It's a great one to have if you are using a yarn where it's worsted and it's a fluffy worsted, so it's just not quite working for your G6, but then it's your H, the stitches are too big with your H. That 7 is in between the H and the 6, and you can use that instead, and your stitches will still be nice and tight, but you won't, and you'll be able to control the yarn better. So if you can come across one, get one. I do not like boy hooks. I do not like hooks that are other name brand hooks that are styled after boy hooks. I can't stand them because from those hooks split yarn real bad for me, and for me to go fast, I need the Susan. I use the Susan hooks. So those are the hooks I use. Those are the only hooks I use. I bought one of those tulip hooks just to try it out. I do not like it. So I've been using it to pick up drop stitches, and that's what I use it for, to pick up drop stitches. The tip is just too shallow for me for the speed of the way I crochet, my style of crocheting. And the yarn this is a G6 tulip, and I just do not like. If they had made this hook deeper, the head deeper, Like, you know, you can see where the metal is at. If I had a tool that I could file into that and make that head deeper so it catches my yarn better, then it would probably be a nice hook. It's very smooth and it's very sturdy. So you can tell the metal in this one, it goes down a good ways into the grip. Unlike the Addy crochet hooks. I got those too, and my daughter's supposed to be putting new handles on them for me. She still ain't done it, so who even knows where they are now. But you can see, you can look in the back of it. You see that little flash. You can see how far the handle goes all the way down this grip. So they're a very sturdy hook, but for me, for the way I crochet, they're not, I can't use them for crocheting. But I can use them to pull up drop stitches when I'm knitting. So I'll probably, this is a nice one to do that with, so I'll probably just keep it for that. This container I got from the Knitting Corner. Sue's shop was open, and I love it. I have hooks in here. I have DPNs in here that I use when I'm making fingerless gloves, and I have a little tube in here that I have all my darning needles in. But I love this. I wish I'd have bought more than one of them. So yeah, so that's what I've been up to. I'm gonna let you guys go because all I'm doing is rambling now, so I can finish this hat, and then I need to go and eat because I haven't eaten yet, and it's already noon and I'm being bad because, you know, I need to eat. So I need to go downstairs and throw something together. Probably do a fried egg and slap it onto a, what do they call them thing? A bagel or something. All right, y'all.